With Autumn on your Saturday. Hope you guys are doing well out there. We're going to just do a little bit of a test. We'll see what happens. We'll see what shakes loose. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's check our status. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Black Spring with Autumn on your Saturday. So we're just going to have a look. Just going to run a couple of things here. I appreciate you guys so much. This program is brought to you in part by our sponsors and our viewers like you. AZ Infidel, Derek C. Williams, Melinda, Marcy T, TDOA, Freedom's March, Independent Menu United, Joseph Francis Burton, Luciano, Zero the Infinite, Uncool Paranoia, and Anarchy Television. We'll be right back right after this. Okay, so just testing out a couple of things here. Let's see if we get any notifications. We're just testing out a couple of things. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope you are. It is Saturday. Okay, so what I wanted to do was test I wanted to have a look at a particular liner. There's all kinds of things going on with the banking system right now. So I wanted to have a look at that. I hope you guys are doing well on your Saturday. So we'll see if we have time to get into that. This is actually more of a test right now. This is a very interesting weekend due to some events that have taken place. Hope you guys are okay and that you are redeeming your time. Hope you are redeeming your time. Let's see. I'm just testing. Let's see a little bit of a test here. Okay. So a little bit of 30 seconds delay there. 30-second delay, perhaps. Okay. So let's try one other thing. Okay, so let's have a quick look here. So I just want to go into this. This is from the dailymail.co.uk. Okay, so the Daily Mail is talking about, of course, the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Okay, we're going to look at that. And then, of course, we're going to look at the There's another liner that we're going to look at. But this one is entitled "The CEO of Silicon Valley Bank Sold $3.57 million of stock in the troubled bank just 2 weeks before its dramatic collapse in an automated trade plant on January 26th. And CFO ditched $575,000 the same day." So it's kind of what I wanted to get into just a little bit on today's stream. Let's see, who do we have here? Who do we have? Melinda. Hi, Melinda. Thank you so much for coming in. So, yeah, I wanted to have a look at that liner, as well as the Next Sense is another product. I'm just trying to do a test here. Did you guys get any notifications? I'm going to tell you, I did a lot. Did anybody get notifications of my live stream last night? I hate to, interrogate you guys, but this is really frustrating. I got to tell you, it is very, very frustrating. Okay. It's not new. It's just exhausting. Okay. It's just exhausting. I think I had one person here, one like, and I did multiple streams yesterday. I did mini streams, a larger stream last night, and I had one person. One. So, I would recommend you guys subscribe and unsubscribe and resubscribe, as well as, make sure you hit the bell for the notifications, because there's trickery going on. I will use a term, but so, is this that pop? Are we going to hear that pop sound, or is this a slow bleed to what's going to come when it comes to financial? Okay. So hang on just a second. Hello, Marcy T. Let's go ahead and grab into this one. Okay, let's open that up. Every time they have a pop, it seems like there's some coincidental, somebody jump ship, just conveniently jump ship right before it happens, right? Okay, so let's look at this. Not these yahoos on the side here. Okay, so let's just read a little bit of this. Okay, so the failure of Silicon Valley Bank is raising questions about what led to the collapse and what it means for the bank's client base of tech startups. On Friday, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, shut down SVB and immediately took control of the bank's $209 billion in assets and $175.4 billion in deposits. It marked the second largest bank failure in U.S. history, surpassed only by the collapse of Washington Mutual, which had assets of $307 billion when it went into receivership in September of 2008. The Silicon Valley Bank was also the first FDIC-insured institution to fail in more than 2 years, following the closure of a small regional bank in Kansas in October 2020. The implosion of SVB rippled across global markets as investors debated whether the bank's collapse was due to its unique position catering to the troubled tech sector, or might be a signal of broader risk in the banking sector. Here's what we know so far about Silicon Valley Bank's collapse and what it means. Okay, so here's the question here. This is what led to the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Founded in 1983, Silicon Valley Bank was the 18th largest bank by assets in the U.S. prior to its collapse, with 17 branches in California and Massachusetts. Headquartered in Santa Clara, California, it primarily catered to startups in the technology and healthcare sectors. Ultimately, the failure of SVB can be traced back to the Federal Reserve's battle against inflation through aggressive interest rate hikes, which have battered the tech sector over the past year. In 2021, when the interest rates were near zero and easy money flooded the economy, venture capital investments in startups surged to a record high of $671 billion in the U.S., according to KPMG. That also meant booming business for SVB as the bank's startup clients increased their deposits with the bank, which roughly doubled in 2021. The bank then used those deposits to grow its loan portfolio, the basic business model banks used to generate a profit, though its interest generating loans did not grow as quickly as its soaring deposits. For safekeeping, SVB invested much of the extra cash for customer deposits into US Treasuries and other government bonds, which is a standard practice at banks. The situation began to change after the Fed began its rate hikes 1 year ago. Okay, so we'll continue here. As interest rates rose, VC investments began to dwindle, and SVB's startup clients drew down their accounts at the bank faster than expected to cover expenses. At the time, the rising interest rates also decreased the market value of the Treasury securities in which SVB had invested deposited funds. On Wednesday, SVB revealed that in the face of a cash burn from dwindling deposits, it was forced to sell off its bond holdings at a $1.8 billion loss. The bank announced plans to seek $2 billion from investors to cover the shortfall. The announcement triggered a panic in Silicon Valley, and on Thursday, some prominent venture capitalists, including Peter Thiel, began urging their portfolio companies to withdraw any deposits from SVB. What followed appears to be a classic bank run, a rush of customer withdrawals that tips a bank into failure when it is unstable to meet the demand for immediate cash. SVB scrambled on Friday to find alternate funding, including through a sale of the company. Later in the day, however, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, then announced the SVB was shut down and placed under its receivership. Will SVB startup customers get their money back? Following the shutdown, FDIC said SVB depositors will have full access to their insured deposits no later than Monday morning. The federal agency insures each depositor up to at least $250,000. For customers that have deposits larger than $250,000, which likely includes many of the bank's startup company customers, what happens next is less clear. Depositors with funds above the insured amount will receive a dividend within the next week and a receivership certificate for the remaining amount of their uninsured funds. As the FDIC sells off the assets of Silicon Valley Bank, future dividend payments may be made to uninsured depositors. The FDIC said that at the time of the shutdown, the amount of uninsured deposits at the bank was undetermined. In theory, it is possible that uninsured deposits could eventually be repaid in full because the bank's total assets are larger than the amount it owes depositors. At the time of failure, SVB had $209 billion in total assets and owed depositors about $175.4 billion, according to the FDIC. However, some of those assets could be difficult to liquidate, such as ownership stakes in companies that are not publicly traded or loans to early stage startups. Ultimately, only time will tell how much of the uninsured deposits are returned to customers. Is the situation at SVB unique, or are other banks at risk? The failure of SVB rippled throughout the global markets and raised fears that the banking sector faces broader risk as the Federal Reserve continues to raise interest rates. Some of the sharpest drops on Wall Street this week came from banking stocks on worries that others may suffer a cash crunch if interest rates stay higher for longer and customers pull out deposits. That would set up pain because a flight of deposits could force banks to sell bonds to raise cash, right, as higher interest rates knock down prices for those bonds, the situation that caused SVB flat-footed. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, so continue here. Quote, we were all fed the theory that higher interest rates are going to be great for banks. Now we have higher interest rates and banks as the worst performing group, said Jake Dollarhide, CEO of Longbow Asset Management. There are obvious cracks in the system, and the worry is if the Fed raises rates 50 basis points in 2 weeks, will that break something in the banking system? That's why the banks are selling off and the market is nervous, he added. Also, is there a contagion? Is it going to come into the Midwest and the East Coast? However, others argue that the situation at SVB was unique due to the fact that it was so closely tied to the battered tech sector. We do not believe there is a contagion risk for the rest of the banking sector on the heels of SVB struggles, said David Traynor, CEO of investment research firm New Constructs. The deposit base from the major banks is much more diversified than SVB, and the big banks are in good financial health, he added. Stock losses were heaviest at regional banks. San Francisco-based First Republic Bank, which has a similar client base to SVB, tumbled 12% in afternoon trading Friday. First Republic filed a statement with regulators to reiterate its strong capital and liquidity positions. What happens next at Silicon Valley Bank? To protect insured depositors, the FDIC created the Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara, DNINB. When the bank was shuttered Friday, the FDIC immediately transferred all insured deposits of Silicon Valley Bank to the DINB. Starting on Monday, the main office and all branches of Silicon Valley Bank will reopen under the control of the DINB. Banking activities will resume no later than Monday, March 13th, including online banking and other services. Silicon Valley Bank's official checks will continue to clear, the FDIC said in a statement. Customers with accounts in excess of the insured amount of $250,000 should contact the FDIC toll-free at 1-866-799-0959. Wow, you got to have the faith of a mustard seed in the banking system. Is that right? I don't mean to be blasphemous, but I'm just saying. I'm going to be honest, guys. I am not convinced that. I've heard a lot of people say, you better have some cash on hand. Maybe I should open up this little thing here. But I do want to talk about this next sense. I'm going to put the pendulum out for a little bit. And I'm going to open up this technology bit for just a few minutes. See there, Marcy T. You see, but see, what is it? There is no contagion. I'm not sure I believe that. Okay, who has that kind of faith in our systems right now? Just saying. You guys remember? Does anybody remember 2008? Does anybody? Does anybody remember? So we're going to go to the next sense. Okay, we're going to go to that. We're going to talk about earbuds. The spectrum. Is it a spectrum of technology? Is it harmless? What is it? I'm going to be sharing that with you in just a second. Hope you guys are well out there. Marcy T says they want to take down the banking system as is. Precisely, Marcy T. Are they letting me post this in here? My gosh, I'm working twice as hard these days. Marcy T.
Hi. Are you surprised to hear from me?
I'm supposed to send out an APB. Not a YT APB. But an APB.
I've had my granddaughter, so we've been playing, and she just got cotton candy machine.
Oh, fun. You guys are having a great time then.
Yeah, it's a mess.
You guys are getting all sugared up over there.
No, dear, I did not get a notice.
You see what I mean?
I think it was this morning when I first saw it, and now it's in my things to notice. And it said 23 hours ago or something. Melinda said she didn't get one either.
Well, see, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because I had one, usually I can gauge, at least I can gauge somewhat of, the regular viewers and subscribers just by the opening, but I could not yesterday. So I just kept going. But, what they're doing is, this is narcissistic, Marcy T. They have to devalue me. To try to break me.
Yes, my dear. That's what their plan is. And they're doing it.
Demoralize me.
It's horrible. I mean, if you tell any sort of truth, they're going to bury you. That because what did Rockefeller say? He wanted a world of workers. He didn't want somebody that could think. So
Marcy, I'm telling you, it's very much,
frustrating.
it
And
is.
it's mind destroying because it's
Mind
like,
effery.
and then here's what I noticed, that it's basically making me think everybody's attacking me when they say something that probably didn't even matter, really, right? But it seems like because of all of this bickering and all of this crap that's going on, that it seems like it's slowly chipping away at our self-esteem, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is, it was really starting to just thinking, okay, well, let me at least go out, because I just got the notification, and I noticed they didn't even send one to me yesterday.
Well, at least they're not, what do you call it? Discriminating.
Discriminating. Oh my God. It just, but this is why, Marcy, that maybe I think I'm gonna end up getting an account on, was it Rumble? Maybe it's time to go on over there, just because not permanently, but just saying, just to go ahead and have something else. Because it's just getting too, you can't tell what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? You don't.
No, because it's, you wake up and, oh, now what's going to happen today? What are they going to tell me I did wrong this time?
Right. See,
or just bury.
Yeah. So I know it's I'm gonna be honest, Marcy. It's so very much like, they don't, like, the second time, this is, what, 2020 was it, that we thought the shadow banning and the censorship was bad then. I think this time around, Marcy, they're not letting you stay because they like you and they really want to work things out with their actual content creators.
Exactly.
They're back to punish us even worse.
Yeah. And they're doing it with all of the, well, the one CEO stepped down, so-called.
Wojcicki.
Yeah. And then this new, when this new guy, or whoever it is, whatever it is, has showed up, it's like they are doing like little things, not giving you a notice.
No.
They're like, people, like, I am a monitor on Brian High Impact. Do you know I haven't got a notice from him in a month? Not one.
No.
There's other people that I'm sub to that I don't even get a notice, and somebody else says, hey, how come you're not over here? Well, I didn't know it was on. Then they got a box around my phone when I go to make a comment. It's a box.
What?
Yeah, highlighting for me to write the comment, because they're trying to bust me for being a bully.
Projection.
That's
projection.
Yeah, what really cracks me up about that is when I was a kid in school, in like junior high, 6th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, I would stick up for the kids being bullied, and I'd go to the ones that stole their stuff, and I'd say, give them the money back. And I'd always stick up for them, and I'd sit and have lunch with them, right?
Yeah, well, it's...
So for them to say that, it's like, what am I, a child? Are you serious? Do you think you can call me a name when it's you projecting? Because I happen to be a nurse too, and I understand psychological warfare and games of the mind and mouth.
Gotcha. Without a doubt. It's Miss Maskless. Hi, Miss Maskless. How are you? But see, this is what I'm saying. It's like, I did... I can't get the other night back, but what I'm saying is like, I'm going to have an alternative to this thing, because, I don't want to be just relying on them and begging them every, you know what I mean? It's just the
That's
TDOA, they
what
do
I
the
was
same
just
kind of
saying
thing to
that.
him.
I was just saying that. I was saying, you know what? I don't care what you do to me. Take away everything that you ever thought you gave to me in this world, because I don't care. I'm sorry. We're not like other people. We don't care. Oh, I'm going to take away your birthday. Ooh, do me a favor, you know?
There you go. I mean, I don't, and see, this is the reason that, you know, I would not, and I was saying this once before, I would not dare spend hours upon hours creating videos and putting them out, and not videos and live streams. You know, this channel never is, in fact, they're siphoning off subscribers as well. I noticed that has come back as well.
Well, yeah,
So
that's when they stop you from being subbed to somebody, it's going to take your subber from you. So
right,
when they unsub me from you, they're hurting both of us. And also, when they do that, when they take your notice from me, you are stopping me from listening to somebody I would like to hear. And then you put all your ugly old stupid commercials all over that are nonsense, and you think it's funny or something.
those are the
And it's
worst
like, I don't want to
commercials.
hear your commercials. I want to hear Autumn.
See, they wouldn't even put any commercials on it. You know, it's like they are, yeah, they won't. The commercials are some of the most obnoxious commercials I've ever seen. Like,
You know
it's
what? Me and my I have boys in my family, and we're sitting there watching stuff. I was at my nephew's babysitting the 4-month-old, and my nephew's like, turn that off. You know what it was? You know, together two
yeah,
the same. And it's like, God, that's ridiculous.
it is. It, you know, I'm telling you, Marcy,
They're calling us names. Wow, you guys are really twisted. Like, what? You got a big mirror in front of you, narcissist? Because that's a narcissistic game, you know.
It is. It
I'm going
is.
to tell you everything you do. And it's going to be what I do to you, really. But everybody's going to think it's you.
There you go. I'm telling you, Marcy, I have tried to be peaceful. You know, I am
It's
peaceful.
hard, isn't it? I mean, I'm so angry most of the time. I've been staying off of YouTube, not going on anybody's channel,
Well,
because it's like everybody wants to fight, and I don't want to fight.
Well, here's the other thing was that, you know, this was actually just a test. You know, it's like this was actually just a test that I'm doing right now, because I was afraid to go ahead and put something out there that I really wanted to present. And then guess what? I have a freaking flat egg as viewership,
Exactly.
you know, or either people get it, you know, because but you know, I'm glad that you guys decided to come on, and but yeah, it just seems like everything, like if the connections are bad or real, can hardly do a live stream. Oh,
Right.
Did you see what I was sharing? What did you see the I'm gonna do a have you seen this really quickly?
Hi, Miss Maslisk, if you're still there. I can't see. I can only see.
She did say hi. How are you? How are you guys doing? I'm out here having a meltdown. Not really a meltdown. It's just that,
come on up here and join us. You can talk to and tell us stuff, so we have more stuff to go off on. Anybody?
Yeah, come on. You know, we don't want this. We don't want the silo, the echo chamber.
Yeah, and apparently some people can't understand the words coming out of my mouth.
Well,
I'll have to enunciate better. Is that better if I use a British accent?
Oh my gosh, Marcy. Well, you know, that's a part. There's some psychology behind that too.
Oh, absolutely. They think that Americans think that if it's a British accent, it's smarter.
Yeah, that part.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
something?
saying. They've been mining like, oh,
That's what psychology was for. It's all, everything was for right now. Everything.
well, and, and they even they've started to do that with training modules and whatnot at work. Like, okay, you think because I hear some guy with a thick British accent, oh, it must be true because he's it must be true because he has a big thick accent.
Exactly. And it's not Cockney either, like Eliza Doolittle. Remember?
I know. I mean, seriously, it's like, oh, are they going to listen? Are we going to listen to this crap even better because it's got, the thick, it's laced with a thick accent? Let me show you this. This was disturbing to me, and I don't know why.
Hey,
But
wait, look, apparently we do listen to it better if it's got one. I don't know. I didn't know I did that, but I didn't know I did a lot of stuff that they've proven to me. Now,
what is this? Is it the Queen's English? Is that what it is?
yes.
Whatever.
Because there's such thing as a queen, isn't there?
Ay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this. I started sharing this last night and it started buffering really bad. So I'm kind of doing like a stream in retrograde or something right now because it was such a crap show. Everything I touched last night was dysfunctional. So we'll just see if you guys just bear with me here. Now I'm going to show you this. Let me see. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to show this as a presentation page. Okay, so hopefully I can do it. Oh, no. Can you guys hear that? Sorry. Hold on here. They're messing me up. Okay. Hold on. Get back to page 1. Okay, we're going to do a have you seen this? And you guys are going to say, oh, no, we haven't seen it because we were locked out. We were locked out like you. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best on the YouTube streets. the best of the best. So and I appreciate you guys for being here as long as you have been, because I'm coming up on 3 or 4 years on YouTube. Marcy T, when did you come around? You've been around for a while too.
Yeah, at least 3, I think, 3 years ago. I found you over there on Snapzillard.
Yeah. Hey, you remember we all went through the
lockdown.
I got the mocktail, you got the yes, did we not? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it that sad when we need to commemorate that?
Yeah, you know what, too? Else I figured out, how come everybody on YouTube knows each other when we hang out in the same circle, so to speak? It was because of the lockdown. We all got to know each other because we couldn't go no place else. We just could go on here and see the rest of the time.
It was a community in itself.
Yeah, it sure was.
I mean, I'm telling you, it really, really was. And that's what I'm saying. There was we were I swear we're gonna be friends for life, like we're gonna see each other through a lot of things after that.
Exactly. And it's kind of like a prison mentality. When they get in there, they all have like family units they bunch into, and they swear they're going to be together forever, right? But as soon as they get out of prison, they all lose touch usually.
Well, that is so right on. It was like the graduating class of CV19.
Yeah. Oh,
whatever happened to Marcy?
I heard a joke. I think it was. He said, yeah, this COVID-19 is horrible. He said, I went to the doctor and I took the vaccine because he said I had COVID-19, and I went back and the doctor said, I said you were positive for cocaine on the 19th.
Oh, wow.
I think it was that Epps guy, Omar Epps. My son was out there watching, and I was making fry bread earlier.
Well, hang on one second. I'm gonna show you guys this right now. Like this, and Melinda says it's over 2+ years. Well, thank you so much, Melinda. I know we were all bonding. We were all sharing survival tips on the mask. Was it 6x6?
Uh-huh.
Well, tell us, Marcy.
Remember all them ones where they had the thing this big of mast? Walking around.
It's yeah. I mean, I remember it. I certainly remember it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start sharing that one. I'm gonna share this one with you. Just want you guys to see this little presentation here. We're gonna present it. Here we go. Come on, don't be a dinosaur. Okay, are you guys able to see this at least? I didn't want it to be so loud. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Come on, dinosaur. So listen. Now look at this. Does that look like a white church light to a white street light to you, Marcy T?
No, it's freaking blue.
The closer I got to it, the more intensified it was. Okay. So I just think why, I mean, and then like, why in the world is that? I mean, I've been in this church before.
Well, do you know why though, right? You know why. It's because of the enzyme inside after the vaccination that it can show up. All you got to do is walk through that light and it will show up as glowing.
Right. How could I forget is it the biolumin? Okay. Biolumin.
It's the luciferase.
Right. But see, do you think certain people, it's going to expose me?
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, it's going to show that you do not have it inside you.
Right.
Or that you do. That's why they're slowly sneaking those all in.
Okay. Well, great. Because like I said, I was like, I think that's a Methodist church that is. I was like, why would they put that out there? Because it's a safe, they think people think of that's a safe place to walk in front of, right?
I was thinking that looks like snow.
No, ma'am. Let me zoom this in for you, please. I'm sorry. And listen, don't take offense to the ma'am. That's just
it's all right, honey. I used to when I was younger, I took offense to that. Now I'm like, you better call me ma'am. Just kidding.
Do you see it? Do you see
that? You know what? That looks like that could be the cover for a scary movie. The church.
But seriously, like, that I'm like, and all the rest of the lights around that, the street lights are white, but not this one.
Yeah, because they have plans for those buildings that say that stuff on top of them. I was going to tell you this too, but I forgot till just now. So I'm watching 1995 Outer Limits. Okay. They have this dude that looks like a young Mr. Gates. And guess what? In 1995, he was coming in there with nanobots in a syringe and saying, this has to be injected and you will never be sick again. You won't even have to die. These will repair everything. And everybody in the audience was like, oh, you're science fiction, in 95.
Wow.
And I was sitting there with my mouth wide open, like, what?
So, wow.
Yeah.
so does that go back to your point about everything from the past was for now?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And it's all set up. I mean, look at that. That was 95. That's 30 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
and then, we just came up with this at warp speed. Oh, did you now? Since I just saw a movie that said 95, you knew about it. You just came up with that.
So tell me what you think about the freedom cities? You want to go?
Oh,
Don't-
Lord,
wait a
don't
minute.
even. Do you remember a movie called Logan's Run?
No, no.
Okay, they had a dot on their hand. It was a chip, a crystal. And on their 30th birthday, it was lit up. And then on the 30th birthday, the light disappeared. And that meant you were to be recycled as food in this 15-minute city type.
Wow.
That was a 70s movie.
Logan's Run. We might be able to pull that up on on
Farrah Fawcett was starred in it.
Farrah the Fawcett.
Yeah. I went.
I remember her.
And I saw that, and I thought that's jive, killing everybody at 30.
Right. Let's see.
But see, that is another thing when they were in the wilderness, and because of the complaining and the bitching and everything in the Bible, that they had to stay in the wilderness for 40 years. And guess what? No one over 20 got to go to the promised land. See, this is all correlated. See, what nobody knows is every movie is a biblical theme if you look deep down into it. But you got to be willing to, like Jesus said, they said, why do you speak in parables? And he said, it's because I only want the ones that really want to know the truth, to seek it out, to see if I'm telling you the truth or not. That's what I was trying to tell the gentleman the other night. You have to seek yourself. And being a religious spirit is not the same as having a relationship. And that's what people don't understand. They think they're looking at the world religious systems and thinking this is what Jesus was speaking of, but he certainly wasn't. He's a relationship person. He sees your heart. Do you have a kind heart, or are you ready to attack everybody because they get everything wrong? Right? I kind of went off on a tangent, didn't I? Sorry.
It's okay, Marcy. Hang on, just 2 shakes here, but let me show you. Let me show
you this church I was talking about. I
was passing by this church. I'm like, what the heck? It's like the closer I couldn't believe it. The closer I got to it, I was like, okay, this is real.
Man, Autumn, it'd be so cool if we lived closer together, all of us. We could make movies about this stuff instead of saying anything.
Right. But you know what happened? You remember what was it? The Georgia Guidestone. I was this close to going there, and I'm so glad I didn't go anywhere near that place before the big pop happened.
Before the big bang and shangling a ding dang.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because
I was like, oh yeah, good time to take that down since it told the 10 Commandments what they're doing. Population under 500,000. Billion.
Okay, I got something for you.
8 billion. That's a lot of people gotta die.
You're right. I got something juicy for you. Okay. So I'm gonna play this. Just a little bit of this, because I posed the question yesterday. I said, what's the difference between the 15-minute city, the smart city, and the freedom city? And I know you guys know the answer.
There isn't.
It's a rat trap to me. It's a snake trap.
Is there any? If you can't see that and you can't see the corporal punishment they want to give everyone, sorry, we got to turn off your electricity for 3 hours because you use too much. Can you imagine if you don't do what they say, what they're going to turn off?
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, you're going to be heavily surveilled, I would imagine, right? So here it is. I had not heard this, but I'm kind of getting to the point where I can't really stand to hear these politicians, tricksters,
Actors.
I kind of getting to the point I can't. So here we go. They might try to blast me for this, but I don't care. Say I'm deranged. But here we go. Here it comes.
Well, at least it's him. They all hate him.
So we're in the same boat, huh? Come on.
That once seemed absolutely impossible. They put
I saw this.
the whole continent and built new cities in the wild frontier. They transformed American life with the interstate highway system, magnificent it was, and they launched a vast network of satellites into orbit all around the earth.
Oh, be quiet,
It
liar.
has lost its boldness. Under my leadership, we will get it back in a very big way. If you look at just 3
Notice
years
the
ago, what we were
buzzword. Build
doing
back,
was
whatever.
unthinkable.
Uh-huh.
How good
Everybody's
it
trying to
was,
build
how
back.
great it
See,
was
to be
for
this
our
another
country.
same
Our
another
objective will be
build
a
back better.
quantum
Did
leap.
you hear his
in the
voice
American
and see the
standard of living.
concern in
That's
his
what will
face that
happen.
he's really
Here's
going
just
to
a few
help
of the ways we can do
you?
Almost 1/3 of the landmass of the United
But you know what?
States is
The
owned
way
by the
his
federal
mouth is
government.
moving with this is
With
out of
just
sync
a
movie, out of
very,
sync
very
movie,
small portion of that land.
out of sync
Just a
martial
fraction.
arts movie mouth.
1/2
Oh,
of
yeah.
1%.
It's painful, you know.
Would you believe that?
It's
We
out of
should
sync.
hold a contest to charter up to
Channel
10
U.
new cities and award them to the best proposals.
Are you going to
for
move? Are you
development.
ready to move to
In
one of
other
those cities,
words,
Marcy?
we'll actually build new cities in our country again. These
Who's
But-
going to move there?
Some of these people that
Have
that-
pink hair?
that got the juicy juice, yeah. You know, they jump right on. You know, he's not going to back down. You know, he didn't back down on anything else. Uncool Paranoia, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
California
sister.
Dreaming in NYC.
Hey, California.
I'm, you know, Miss Maskless, Melinda, Marcy T, our
Well, come
distinguished
on,
guest.
get on up here, you ladies, so we can have a bunch of chickens up here. That's what
on.
somebody told us we sounded like. Chickens. Remember, Autumn?
Well, you know what? Get our chicken on. We'll be chickens. Take us down through the chicken path.
I
Okay,
can't
so
even make chicken anymore.
but is it rubber chicken? I mean,
Yes. And it's like it never turns out right, and then it tastes like
wood. Okay, well, hang on. Here's some more. Like this is like let me. This is not that long. It's long enough, but let me play a little bit more of this. Come on.
These freedom cities will reopen the frontier, reignite American imagination, and give hundreds of thousands of young people and other people, all hardworking families,
He's got
a new
another
shot
initiative
at
here that I
home
want to
ownership
that I want to point
and in
out.
fact, the American dream. Another big opportunity is in transportation. Dozens of major companies in the United States and China are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families.
oh,
and
the
individuals.
Jetsons.
Just as the United States led
Finally.
the automotive revolution in the last century,
See, that's
I want
that's
to ensure
like
that
here,
America,
get your
not
Krispy
China,
Kreme.
leads this revolution in air.
Get your
mobility.
free lap
These
dance.
breakthroughs can transform commerce,
You want college
bring
for
a
life?
giant infusion
Come
of
on
wealth into
down.
rural America, and connect families in our country in new ways.
Wait, you got another one.
Likewise, through our
Wait.
strategic
There's a
national
pendulum out there if you guys
manufacturing
want.
initiative, which is
If you
going to be
dare.
very big and very, very successful. We will turn forgotten communities into hives of industry,
Hives.
producing the goods
I
we will no
forgot he
longer
said
import
that.
from China.
Oh, like the
We will
Vatican?
also have a major initiative on lowering the cost of living with a special focus on lowering the cost of a new car and lowering
Wait.
the cost
Oh.
to build a single family
Is he
home.
a car
will be beautiful
salesman?
homes.
Used?
And I will ask Congress to support baby bonuses
Here's the
for
baby
young
bonus.
parents to help launch a new baby boom. Finally, I'll
Oh my gosh.
challenge the
No,
governors of
Marcy.
all 50 states to join me in a great modernization and beautification campaign, getting rid of ugly buildings, refurbishing our parks and our public spaces.
Oh, now we know
making
why they
cities
let
and
him hang
towns
out
more
for so
livable,
long.
ensuring a pristine environment,
Here,
and
let me
Oh,
just.
building towering
pristine is
monuments
another
to our
word
true
for
American
controlled.
heroes. Very importantly, I will also make sure all of these new places are safe.
How's
We
you
love
to
and
Oh,
cherish
safe.
our
As soon as they say peace and
do?
safety.
You're toast.
Don't do it.
oh,
Oh.
oh no, uncool. But
What are you
yeah,
working on Saturday for, girl?
we're gonna do it again. And in the words
We'll have a
of
pajama party tonight.
hey, and in the words of TRUMP, we're gonna do it again bigly.
I mean, why this guy? And why? How can anyone even sit there and listen and think, "Oh yeah, right on, he's for us"?
But but people have said that. I've seen that on Forbes. Say, oh, this is exactly what we need. He's a golden boy. He's a golden child.
That's what I mean. Why can't they see through it?
I'm just saying he's the savior for some people. I'm telling you, I don't know because what is it? Because now that I'm hearing that Ron DeSantis is not running in 2024, but I don't know if that's true. But because everybody, oh, I'm in Ron DeSantis's free Florida. Look at
No,
me.
it isn't. Florida is and always will be a police state. They had cameras 20 years ago on all the street or stop traffic lights and everywhere. That's why I was when I hear this stuff and I'm going, what the hell are they talking about? Florida's free? Since when? And I lived there for 8 years.
I didn't know you lived down there.
Oh yeah, I went traveling nursing, and I was in West Palm Beach, and then I went over to the West Coast and lived over in Tampa, St. Pete area, and Daytona Beach. But it's a police state. Man, you get a ticket if you fart walking down the street.
I'm bored. I'm bored.
Well, too bad. Go play with your friend.
Mom will not play with me. She's saying she wants to go to sleep.
Oh, the girls are fighting. Autumn, what do you tell them? They're 7.
Tell them to draw a picture together. You can make a picture.
Let her take a little nap. She'll play with you later. I mean, they play hard.
Gotcha. Well, I just want to share that with you guys, and then this little next sense thing. So I'm thinking, like, be careful with these earbuds. For all we know, they've already been recording brain activity. What do you think, Marcy T?
Ew. I heard they could shoot things through there, so I don't ever wear them. I'm too afraid to. I'm not afraid, but, I don't want a lobotomy right now. Sorry, I just don't. Maybe in a couple years I might be ready for one, but right now, no.
Well, a narcissistic one.
Do you remember hearing about these that the kids walking around like this have horns growing now, right here and here?
You mean because of those face flags?
No, these phones.
Where'd you see that?
I saw that many years ago. That's why I don't talk on the phone. I talk on the phone like this. I hold it in front of me and have the speaker on. And if I can't talk like that, I won't talk on it. I never put this to my ear.
Well, I stopped doing that so much. But here in California, Dreaming in NYC says I was telling people that they are reading minds. So something's going on, because the more I don't know, but you see this is they're claiming that they've gone through clinicals. They're trying to do, scientific and testimonial appeals and rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? Like they're using like all kinds of fallacies to get through to people, So let me just show you here. All right. So I don't know if you guys
don't believe everything they say because they are the children of the father of all lies. So they lie to scare the pants. Did you see that video of the dude in Great Britain saying, so can we just scare the shit out of them right now?
No.
Yeah. So they bring forth stuff like this in order to scare us. It's Plato's cave.
Well, here's this one. This is nextsense.io. And I think this is a Google, I don't know if it's a Google subsidiary or, one of their companies or whatever. We leverage
Lord.
that key point of insight and optimization for brain health. We have built an in-ear multimodal biosensing device that collects ultra-sharp EEG data and a sophisticated data platform that delivers neural insight to daily life and can transform the clinic too. So here you look at these scenes. Ear first technology and neural insights. The ear is unparalleled as a point in the human body to both read and write the brain. We have developed an in-ear neurosensing wearables and a data platform for next generation digital health to support neural health, disease management, and drug recovery. So, but do you think what else do you think they're doing?
I see all kinds of evil here. This is like a shock collar for a dog. Can you see the implications? We've been studying this data and we understand. So we're going to look at every last thing. And if you don't like something we're doing to you, we're going to know about it in this data because we're reading your brain waves. And we're going to give you a shock.
Well, here's the thing. Now, I'll tell you this.
Or
Here's a
nudge.
testimonial. Here's a testimonial. Like for a while, for some years, it was like I was able to hear this, like, like a digital bell would go off, like, and it would stay on. It would just go off, like I could not, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking around, but it's in the inner ear, Marcy. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I think it started when I was wearing earbuds, like getting these Apple earphones. The more I wore them, I think the more it was like a drone. That's how long it would stay on. It was like it would stay on.
Oh, wow. That's sign of damage, inner ear damage. When you damage the inner ear, it makes weird noises and stuff like that in your head, in your eardrums.
Well, I had no idea, but it would just kind of come on like a switch and just
I
stay.
wouldn't suggest, and plus the towers,
right?
The smart meters, they're using the everything. Why do you think they made smart coffee pots and smart stoves and smart this and that? Because it's all gaslighting mechanisms. It's all going to be on the same thing. And then you're going to be all charged up as antennae, and they're going to be able to torture you this way. If you're not
right, it's kind of like a doll, like dare I say it, like a voodoo doll. Like once they get get access to it, they can just set it off anytime they want, and it'll look like you're insane.
Exactly,
it'll look like you're crazy, and you'll get locked up.
And they can pinpoint that. This guy, his name is Look Out for Charlie. He's on YouTube. Look him up.
Look out
research.
Look out
for Charlie. I'll send you a link on him.
Okay.
His research in this is incredible. And he's taught me, and I thought I knew a lot about, because I've been studying for so dang long. It's like I take things for granted that everybody knows that I heard. Yep. And I was going to say something about fillings too, Melinda. That's what I was
blasting mine out, the old ones. I mean, why'd you put them in? You mean to tell me you didn't know they were bad for me in the first place?
Well, of course. That's why they gave it to you.
Just to keep us coming back. So they can blast them out.
One of my favorite movies, The Count of Monte Cristo. He said, but I'm innocent. He was pleading with the prison Nazi there. He was pleading, please don't beat me. I'm innocent. And the guy goes, I know you're innocent. That's exactly why you're here. Now enjoy your beating. Yep.
Wow. Well, I'm telling you, like, this is Yeah, it's like not even good to sleep with these devices next to your head. Like even worse.
Me too, California. That itching.
Yeah, is that just I mean I've had that, itchy,
There's
twitchy.
nothing there, and I'll start scratching until my skin bleeds sometimes. Then there's something there. But I read something about that stuff too. It's like, there's too much. I got brain overload. That's why I've been like kind of weaning myself away from YouTube. I can't even make a video. God hasn't given me anything to say because I'm worn out. I'm torn up.
Well, I get it. I got you because that's what I'm saying. It's like it's
I
after
keep
the
having
beat
to
down.
think, am I crazy? But I know as long as I think, am I crazy? I'm not.
Yeah, that's the abuse. So that's the part of the
it's
abuse.
the gaslighting. They're bullying us. And then blaming us.
Well, here it is. This longitudinal data changes everything because the ear allows long-term wear as convenient and comfortable as an earbud. We are able to collect unprecedented data about the neural health of an individual. Well, what about us neurologically damaged folks?
Wow, this is horrifying.
I
try to tell somebody that wears earbuds all the time that they're dangerous. They'll look at you like, you're crazy. And it's like, am I? Okay.
So listen to this. Wait, hold on. This last one. Our software can leverage that data to detect neural anomalies and alert both patients and providers to potential impending adverse events. Our platform is built to detect anomalies related
See, that's
to stroke,
what they're going to do.
seizure,
to take people out of their homes.
They're using for that.
They're going to be like, ding, 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 ding. And all of a sudden the police come in to grab you. And you're like, what are you taking my husband for? Oh, we saw the platform to build detected an anomaly.
Right.
Oh, darn it, he died.
Wait, you said, what do you think they're going to start doing? Just start plugging as soon as they take somebody, they apprehend somebody, they throw the earbuds in their ear.
Let's say the vitals. As soon as your vitals go off kilter from what they want them to be, they're gonna. This is what this looks like to me. Anyway, I'm not saying I know exactly what they're doing, but that's what it looks like to me.
Well, data, every technology will be used for evil.
And, and that's all. How can data be used for everything? Because it's for against you and everyone else. That's why. It's all about, is their blood pressure in line? Is their pulse in line when we're telling them to eat the bugs and be happy?
Right. Well, see, that's the whole thing in Schwab's Fourth Industrial Revolution book. He talks about the technology that'll be able to detect you by your very own heartbeat. The uniqueness of your heartbeat will be able to identify you coming into a room. That's done with waves, right? That's technology making that possible.
That's perversion. Who would come up with this as some sort of something good? It's like if they know your heartbeat, what else can they do with that knowledge? See?
Yeah, well, that's why. Yeah, injections matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang on. Melinda says crazy, like cell phones and 5G can't cause severe health issues.
Right.
Well, that's more waves, right? It's, what was it the other day that I was talking about? The fMRI, that they were going to be able to, the imagery, they were going to be trying to read the mind. That's a WEF's other initiative. Is to be able to read the mind.
Think about it. There's no reason for this kind of shit unless you're a mad scientist and you want to control everybody.
And have everybody attacking each other, make us all zombies.
Oh,
just the night of the living dead.
Yep, and the system, what it is, they could turn those frequencies to different frequency waves, and it's like the Planet of the Ape effect. In the Planet of the Apes, they had these towers, and when the apes went ape, they turn these towers up, and they go ah and fall to the ground. That's what they doing.
You're right. You're right.
Well, you know, they were mocking us when they made that movie. That was one of my favorite movies. I loved them apes back in the day.
Well, see, I'm so glad you guys decided to come on in because I was getting ready to shut this thing down. But I tell you what, somebody made a comment about, was it Soylent Green?
Yeah, that was
Logan's
a movie
Run. Logan's Run came out about where can I find that on YouTube?
And I saw both of them.
I need to be able to see both of those. That's what I need to be able to do. What is it? California Dreaming and NYC says, I got high BP just listening.
No, right. That happens, and they know that too. It's called white coat syndrome. Yeah, a doctor walks in, you see a white coat, your blood pressure elevates. Well, they lie about everything. They could have lied about that, but that's supposed to be a real phenomenon. And I noticed it because I took plenty of blood pressures.
Well, I'm telling you, it's everything has been stored. I think they have all the data that they need already. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't take any more, they've got it because they've used the doctors, they've used the technology, they've used the devices that we hold in our hands. They probably got our pulse down to the rhythm, the exact rhythm. You know, I don't know. But I do want to thank you guys so much for coming on today. And
well, thank you, sister, for having us. I guess I'll go see what the girls are doing now. Of course, I think they're getting along now, but they were fighting. They're 7.
Oh, well, that's
and their first cousins.
Nice. Fun. Well, we appreciate you so much, Marcy T. Let me just say hi to everybody in the
All
stream.
right, talk to you guys later. Love you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Love to you too, Marcy. You guys have fun.
Bye.
Okay. All right, guys. So absolutely California Dreaming in NYC. Well, they suppressed everything yesterday. I did probably 4 streams, like a few mini ones and then a longer one. And yeah. And they totally got into it. I think I did this one about the mind reading on a morning stream, like a sunrise stream. I think I'm going to try to do those at least a couple of times a week and then do some of the other ones like in the evening or definitely on the weekends. All right, guys. So let me say hi to everybody in the stream. And thank you guys so much. We're going to keep going, okay? I'm trying to build this thing back up and get us back going. Hang on just a second, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and coming back in. Let me just do a little thanks to everybody. Latina A and Callie, Melinda, thank you so much. Uncool Paranoia, please come back. We'd love to have you on anytime. California Dreaming at NYC is nice to see you. NYC is nice to see you for sure. Anytime. And we'll pull the pendulum back out. Marcy T, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And for what it's worth, make sure you're subscribed, unsubscribe, resubscribe because they're playing the games again. So we just have to, kind of stick, a little bit, just a couple of steps ahead of them. I guess is what we have to do at the end of the day. I guess that's what we have to do. Let me give a little bit of a thanks and I'll be right back. This program is brought to you in part by our sponsors and our viewers like you. AZ Infidel, Derek C. Williams, Melinda, Marcy T, TDOA, Freedom's March, Independent Menu United, Joseph Francis Burton, Luciano, Zero the Infinite, Uncool Paranoia, and Anarchy Television. We'll be right back right after this. All right, so not to worry. That's going to be I'm going to be working on to improve that. And for those of you in the stream, you are not forgotten. So that was a little bit of a test on that one. So I just want to thank you guys so much for coming in, and thank our friends over on Twitch for coming in. Thank you so much, our Twitch family. I'll be right back. Guys, so thank you so much. And so I'm also going to be revamping this because I will be going over to, you can find me on Rumble as well. So not just Twitch, we're also going to go over to Rumble. So we're going to start doing a Rumble drive. I might even do that a little bit this evening. We'll see. So Rumble with us. I'm going to put us over on Rumble. So, it's gotten to the point that I need to do so. So with that in mind, I'm going to be giving you another SOS message and probably adding Rumble to that. All right, guys. So take care of yourselves. And of course, it's Ephesians 5:16 is what somebody inspired me the other day. Paraphrase a little bit, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Let's do that. Let's not take the time for granted that we have, and it's the little things. All right, guys. And thank you guys so much for coming by. And if we'll see, I might have a little bit of a Rumble drive later this evening to try to get some subscriptions going over there. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Black Spring with Autumn over there. Gosh, sorry. AI, not so good. So I'm going to be signing off and seeing you guys later. So have a great rest of your Saturday, and unless I see you later, take care.